very much appreciate opportunity to be here today. And so was this morning great or what? All right. I want to give all our folks a hand. Yeah. I was here last year. I got to go with our team down to Baton Rouge last year, and it is so great to see the professionalism that our folks have. I mean, it is so neat, and just appreciate so much what this represents and the ability to get this team together from an operations standpoint. So thank you for that. You know, when I stand here today, my first thought is, man, what a difference a year makes. What a difference a year makes. You know, a year ago, the governor and I were crisscrossing the state, talking about how Tennessee was at a critical point with infrastructure and transportation in Tennessee. And today, we stand here, and we were talking to everybody that would listen to us, and a bunch of folks that would not, I'm sure, to say that we needed to make some different ways of doing business in transportation in Tennessee. And so I am so happy to be able to stand here with you today to say that we passed probably the most landmark legislation that has ever been passed. At least since the Interstate Act of 1956, which is mostly on a federal level, but from the standpoint of what we've done at a state level, this sets us up more than anything else that we've done in recent times to prepare for future generations. And so I want to, I mean, one of the great things about this is that in today's time, we were able to do this on a very bipartisan basis. We had 78 votes in the House, 26 votes in the Senate, and so we had tremendous support from everybody in the legislature that got behind what we are trying to do to advance where we are. We're in a great place today. We're still at a critical stage. I hear Will say, we're the dog that caught the school bus, and now we got to figure out what to do with it. Well, let me say this: I have total confidence in the people in this room and the people at TDOT being able to deliver on what the legislature has given us to do. I want to give a shout out to Pam, our FHWA regional administrator. We were together the other day talking with Will, and she said, "Well, you're the best example anywhere that I know where you're doing open heart surgery on the jogger doing a marathon." I mean, like we literally are looking at how we reconfigure what we're doing, and Will and I are going to talk more in a minute about Epic and IPD, but we literally are looking at how we reorganize for more efficiency and to be able to get things done faster. We're literally reinventing our delivery model, and at the same time, we've taken on, 3-4 times the amount of new funding and new work that we've got to get out the door in the next few years. I mean, and I just want to commend everybody in this room, because let me say, I mean, I've never seen the legislature. Well, it's not that I've seen. I mean, it's never happened where the legislature put those kind of dollars into one department to say, we're going to trust you to spend these dollars wisely. $3 billion, $3.3 billion. And I'm telling you, that's because they have faith in the people in this room. So thank you for that. And now it is up to us to deliver upon that. Let's see here. Have I got? Okay. Somebody else is changing this. I think most everybody. I think most of you are familiar at this point. Most of you guys are familiar in what the legislation did, but let's just spend a minute, because I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. But basically, what this bill, there was three major components of this legislation. The first was we were able to get the authority from the legislature to do public-private partnerships, and we didn't have that authority before. And what that allows us to do is, we'll talk about it a little bit more in a minute, it allows us to do the choice lanes that we'll be able to do. But the fundamental advantage of the choice lanes is it allows us to be able to do to utilize the private sector, to partner with the private sector, to get them to finance, design, build, operate, and maintain new capacity on our major congested areas, to be able to do new projects. And what that really means to us from a budgetary standpoint is it allows us to be able to take those dollars that we might have to spend on those major big projects and reinvest those into our rural interstate expansion. And so everybody in this room knows how much need we have in our rural interstates that are still on our old two-lane capacity, two-lane alignment. And so being able to do that will be really monumental in being able to make a difference in what we're doing. The second piece, as y'all have all seen, is expanding our alternative delivery capacity. And we were very limited in what we could do and how many projects we could do and how big they could be. We've expanded that tremendously, and so it's going to allow us to get a lot more projects done faster. And Will and I will talk about that a little more in a minute. And the third major component has to do with electric. And most of you heard us talk about this, but what we're trying to do is to get electric and gas on parity. And so currently now, electric pays $100. Our gas vehicles pay $274. And so what we're looking at doing over time is evolving that up to where those two are on parity. And unlike the Improve Act that passed back in 2017, we were able to get in this bill indexing to where as we move forward, we'll be able to continue to raise that registration fee based upon inflation. And so a huge benefit that we didn't have before now. All right, next, the big thing ended up being in this session whether we do these managed lanes, these choice lanes or not. And there was a lot of debate and discussion about that. But really, at the end of the day, the real purpose of this was exactly what I said about we're in a situation where we've got so many good things going on in Tennessee to where we've got unprecedented people moving here. And so if we don't invest more in infrastructure, then we're going to get further and further behind the curve. And this is a way for us to do that without raising taxes and also without increasing debt on all Tennesseans. And so this is a way to do that.